right. Hi everyone, my name's Britton Klein and welcome to this special edition of Marketing Minutes. And today our special guest is Deborah. Hi Deborah, welcome to the show.
Hi Britton, nice to be here.
Very nice to have you. So could you start off a little bit about telling us about yourself?
Well, I manage a dive travel wholesale business in Australia. We're based in Sydney and we have travel consultants working remotely in Australia, in the Philippines, and now also in Vancouver.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Our specialty area is the South Pacific, Southeast Asia, and of course Australia.
Beautiful, yes ma'am.
We became experts in this region, well, not just because, it's our hood, but my partner and I are passionate about the ocean, passionate about diving, and the business actually started off as a travel blog because we met volunteering for an underwater research group.
So cool.
And we decided that one of the best ways we could encourage more people to care about our oceans is to inspire them to travel to new dive destinations.
Definitely.
So we started working with a lot of tourism organizations.
Wow.
And that enabled us to explore extensively around the region. So
absolutely.
We've over several years amassed a huge amount of knowledge. Then because we'd built up quite a following, we decided, well, hell, we should be selling something as well, and we became a travel agency.
Wow.
So now we work with anyone from solo divers to couples, families, to big groups, lots of dive shops and dive clubs.
Yes, ma'am.
And a couple of really big groups.
Wow.
Each year we manage the conference for the South Pacific Underwater Medicine Society.
Wow.
So that is SPUMS for short, and that is a group this year of 149
oh my goodness.
doctors. These are diving doctors, so technicians that work on the hyperbaric chambers,
absolutely.
and some that work in trauma, and some that work with all sorts of dive-related illnesses. So yeah, we had to manage the logistics of getting 99 divers in the water every day, and back in time for their afternoon sessions.
That is incredible. Oh my gosh. Well, that is fantastic. Do you find that it's coming kind of from like the travel side? Do you find that it's easier to work with bigger groups of divers like that, and as well as smaller groups, as opposed to maybe trying to distinguish if they're this level of diver or this level of diver?
Well, in the larger groups, that's obviously a challenge. But in our part of the world, particularly with the North American customers that we have, the biggest challenge for them is the itinerary in total, because you're coming all that way. You don't want to just jump on a liveaboard for 7 days and then go home again.
Totally.
So what we're doing now for the dive shops, the big clubs, and individuals as well, is working out, well, first of all, what they want to see.
For sure.
And then we'll build an itinerary based around that. So it might be that you want to go on a liveaboard, see the Great Barrier Reef, then explore the Daintree Rainforest, come down to Sydney, see the Opera House, maybe go diving in search of weedy sea dragons.
Totally, yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's so cool. And kind of on the topic of the variety and how much you get to see, personally, Australia is a bucket list item for me, so I definitely want to make it to that side of the world. But what kind of reactions do you see within the variety of dive sites?
Well, I think what we're trying to do in terms of educating the North American market is, obviously the Great Barrier Reef is a bucket list item, but what are you going to see there?
Yeah.
So it's not just that it's a massive, massive coral reef. There are a number of different unique marine encounters that you can have from north to south. For example, in our winter, June, July, in the far northern ribbon reefs, you can have an encounter with dwarf minke whales. And this is incredibly special. These are this is something you can only do in Australia, only on
Right.
Ribbon Reef 10,
Oh
only
my
on the Great
goodness.
Barrier Reef.
That is so special. That's so cool. Well, thank you so much. I can't, thank you enough for your time. This has been fantastic. And, on behalf of us, I hope you have a great rest of your show experience.
Thanks very much, Britton.
My pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.